Good evening, good evening. Hey, brother. Hey, Aaron. Nice to meet you. Do me a favor, share. Share, invite. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? This is so big, so I want you to invite some people, share. This is so major. Hey, y'all. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Thank you. Thank you. I'm asking you to share this, please. Reach out to your mother, your uncle, your cousin, your grandmother, whomever. Get them on the line. You tell them to come and watch, come be a part. Join us. I'm playing this song for a reason. Playing this song for a reason. I'm gonna give y'all like 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes, 2 more minutes, 2 more minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Share, invite, share, invite. Thank you. Thank you so much. Share, invite. Good evening. Greetings to you. I'll go. Whatever you say, Lord, I'll do. Hello, Mississippi. Hello. Hello. Hello, Maryland. I will be doing something not in Maryland, but virtually for Maryland next week. I'll be preaching for, I think, let me not start giving out dates because I'll be all wrong. And then Yolanda send me this text and say, now that's the wrong city. So let me stay in my lane. I'm going to stay in my lane. Hello, Louisiana. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And when you share, I just want you to put above your share hashtag I'm in 26. I N 26. Hello, Gainesville. Hello. Good evening. Good evening. We got about 45 seconds left. It's good to see y'all. I missed y'all too. Adidas ain't God. Well then, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. This is I'm working, but I still have to look decent clothes. That's what this is. You'll understand that in just a second. Hello, Scranton, South Carolina. Hello, Arkansas. Hello, Fayetteville. Hello, Texas. Don't be selfish. Let your family be a part of this great news. This what God is doing. I'm excited. I'm excited. There is such a peace on you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. See, I told y'all Yolanda was going to get me. So I was right, actually. I will be preaching for Bishop Patrina Stedman from Capitol Heights, Maryland, virtually on the 26th at 7:30. So it will be live on Facebook, I believe. You can go to my page, I think, on my Instagram page, and there's a flyer there, Ballimore Enterprise. We're about to get started. We're about to get started, guys. And I have great news for you tonight. I have great news for you tonight. We're almost there. We're almost there. I got some great news for you guys tonight. Amazing news. Amazing news. Amazing. And I'm so excited. I am so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Well, listen, guys. Thank you all for joining me tonight. I know, first of all, let me sincerely apologize for not coming on last night. But I had to do homework. I had to do some homework, y'all. And I had some tests. I had like 3 tests that I had to take. Thank you so much, because I am in school. See, I'm not telling y'all to do something that I'm not doing. I am back in college. It has been 21 years. Y'all praying for me? Since I have been to school. And, you know, my mentor and my pastors really encouraged me to go ahead and re-enroll and go ahead and finish my psychology degree. So I'm learning about the brain and all that good stuff. And thank you so much. And I was doing homework, and by the time I got finished with my homework, I always like to have consultation, or counsel on just certain times and time frames. And so my mentor, as well as my pastors, were like, your brain is on overload right now, and so you need to kind of let your brain rest, because those were some very, very challenging tests. But I got an A. I got an A on my test. I decided I wanted to give y'all the whole heart of God, and I wouldn't have been able to do that to the capacity of which God requires, and that's and my leadership requires, and that's to walk in the spirit of excellence. And so it would not have been in the level of excellence. So we made the decision to move it to today. Thank you all for being patient. Thank you for waiting. And thank you for joining me tonight. But as promised, I think Yolanda put an announcement up for me. I'm here. I'm live. And we're going to do this. And so, yes, y'all, Dr. Val, thank you, Pac. Thank you, my brother. That is my brother. We have the same spiritual parents. Pastor Jonathan Pack. If you're not following him, you need to follow him. Pastor Jonathan Pack is an awesome man of God, and I love him a lot. And so thank you, brother. Pray for your sister, because it's 20-some years and I feel it. But the Lord is kind. Listen, we have been on this I'm in 26. We have just been filtering through it week after week. And to be honest, if I can be 100% honest, when the Lord gave it to me, it was not something that I was going to really run with. But hey, Breland, I love you. But as I began to navigate through it, and my mentor and my leaders and all of them started hearing me talk about it, they were like, you need to do something with that. I don't think the Lord just gave you that for nothing. And after a little going back and forth, because when my mind is made up about something, it's pretty, it's kind of hard to kind of shift my mind. But I do submit, and I do listen to wise counsel. And after praying about it, I felt a witness. I felt a witness in my spirit. I did. I felt a witness in my spirit to go ahead and walk this out with you. I felt a witness in my spirit to go ahead and walk this out with you. And so therefore, now here we are. And we are in this place of the I'm in 26. We are in this place of the I am in 26. And here we are. And I'm just thankful. And I bless the Lord for that. And I'm getting ready to give you what's next. What's next, Dr. Val? What's next for your ministry? What's next for us, the ones of us that are following you, the ones of us that trust your voice, the ones of us that believe in what's on your life? What's next? And tonight I'm going to share that. I'm going to share tonight with you what is next. I'm going to share tonight with you what the Lord is saying for us going forward and future wise. I'm going to share that with you tonight. And it's not come without some prayer. It hasn't come without counsel. And I want to tonight just let you know what the Lord is saying to me concerning this ministry, to let you know what the Lord is saying to me concerning what I'm supposed to be as a prophet, as a woman. And I pray that tonight you're inspired. I pray that tonight you're encouraged. I pray that tonight you're uplifted, because I want to tell you that it's never enough. When the Lord gives you something, when the Lord places something in your life, where you settle in that. Good is the enemy of great. That's what I've always been taught. My high school, you hear me reference her a lot. Miss Bridget Call used to say that to me all the time. She used to say, Valerie, good is the enemy of great. Never get caught between the cycle of good and great. Never get caught between that cycle, because the cycle between, watch this, good and great is called conflict. The cycle between good and great is called conflict. And my godmother told me one time, you've got to learn to take and travel the journey called from mediocre to excellence. And you cannot get stuck in what you're good at. You can't get stuck at what you're good at. And anything that you're good at, you get comfortable. I can remember when I used to go work out with my trainer, and my trainer would say, all right, Val, we're going to do three sprints, and we're going to run up this court and back down the court, and we're going to run up the court and back down the court 3 times. I'm like, okay, no problem. And I'm running, and I'm just running. And when I come back, he says, oh, you're not winded. And I would say, no, I feel good. He said, that's what I needed to hear, because now I know you've reached your peak. So now I know that I'm able to push your body to another level. So he said, and so don't even try to fake. Don't even try to fake like you're winded, because I know you're not. You've already told the truth. He said, as a matter of fact, he said, your posture is telling me the truth. Your posture is telling me the truth. And I want you to stick with me. I want you to stay with me, because I'm going to deliver you a word tonight. And we're not going to be on here long, but I do have to give you this word. I have to give you a word tonight from the Lord. But he began to tell me, now I have to push your body to its next potential. Okay, I have to push your body to its next potential. He said, because now you've gotten comfortable with these sprints, so now I'm going to run you. And that's when we began to train. They began to train me how to run a mile. And from that mile, we learned to train to go to 2 miles. And from those 2 miles, we go to 3 miles. And my max mile was 4 miles straight without stopping. And here recently, I got on the treadmill. Here recently, and I began to run. And when I got to my 2nd mile, I was very winded. And I said, ooh, I got the pandemic-itis. I got the pandemic-itis. And my body is now telling me that I have taken it out of training. And I have gotten comfortable at the level that I'm at. And now my body is getting used to no movement. Okay, I'm going to say that again. My body is getting used to no movement, because anything that surpasses me not being as active as I have been in the past, my body is telling on me. My body is telling on me. I pushed myself and made myself go further. I made myself continue to run while I was winded, while my legs was burning, my feet was cramping up, but I made myself continue to push forward. Why? Because I had to at least be able to reach my original potential. Here's the problem. A lot of times you get comfortable doing a thing and you get settled in a place, and then before you know it, you have not exercised, watch this, your intelligence of that thing. And because you have not exercised your intelligence of that thing, now it is a struggle, and you become frustrated in the struggle of, watch this, you become frustrated, not in the struggle of being inadequate, not in the struggle of not having understanding, not in the struggle of education, but you become, watch this, your struggle is with your lack of consistency. Your struggle is with your lack of consistency. A great writer once said, you can be a master of all trades, and a master of all things, and I forgot how it goes, and a master of none, a master of none, a master of none. And a lot of times, a jack of all trades. Thank you. You can be a jack of all trades and a master of none, because I used to say this all the time. We should be called human doings and not human beings, because we're so busy doing that we're never becoming. We should be called human doings and not human beings, because we're so busy doing that we're never becoming. And the thing is, you're going to have to find the thing that exceeds your comfort zone. One of my mentees, that is our biggest battle. Our biggest battle is me stretching them beyond what they're good at. And they hide behind, I don't even know what they hide behind. At this point, every time they say, I'm scared, I just tell them off and we just keep it moving. But I believe we're at a place now where God is challenging your ability to reach beyond your comfort level, to reach beyond your comfort zone, to reach beyond what makes you comfortable and what makes you what makes you comfortable. You can't get settled. You can't get settled. And when I tell you, I looked at my mentor and I looked at my pastors like they were plumb crazy when they told me to apply for college. I did. I looked at them like, have you lost your mind? You do know that I have not been in school. You do know I haven't been in school in over 20 some years. You are aware, y'all. I got so many computers in here. Y'all forgive me because I told y'all I'm in school and everything be telling on me. Everything be telling on me. You understand what I'm saying? And so I'm over here trying to be all high class and stuff like that, and put screens, and y'all pray for me because I'm working on something. But yeah, I said to myself, I said, I've got too much sense. God gave me too much sense to not put it into motion. God gave me too much sense. He gave me too much wisdom to not put it into motion. My mama used to get so mad at me when I was in school because the teacher's complaints was I was sleeping in class. I would sleep in class, and my mom would say, well, why are you sleeping in class, Valerie? And I would say, because I don't need what they're telling me because I already know it. And that's what, yeah, I would tell her, I don't need what they're telling me because I already know it. I would sleep in class and wake up, take the test, and pass it. I was a very book intelligent. I had a lot of book sense. I was very book smart. I was. And I remember one time my mama had a conference with one of my teachers, and my teacher said, we're going to have to challenge her. So they began to give me college material and college classes. And I realized that I got frustrated, watch this, with the work. Not because of the workload, but because it was work that made me think. It was work I had to go research. I had to go dig out. I'm going somewhere, y'all, really am. I had to go dig out. I had to study. And I want y'all, because we get ready to turn the curve here in just a minute. So please share this if you haven't. But the reason I was frustrated, because I was frustrated with the challenge of having to work for something. See, a lot of times you think you've reached your full potential because what you're in doesn't challenge you, but it's giving you a comfort level of it's paying my bills, it's paying my lights, my rent paid, and I can eat and I'm good. But why are you just good there when the Bible says that the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein? And so there is so much more. There's so much more. And we have this very jaded thought process. We have a very obscured thought pattern that the children of God are not supposed to live on a certain level. That we're not supposed to have life and have it more abundantly. And the Bible says, I come that you might have life and that you might have it more abundantly. Dr. Bynum has been doing an ad 3 with me, and I hope you've been watching it. And if you haven't, she's been teaching on mantling of the mind. And she said something the other day that really jolted me. She said, if there is no inspiration, then I am exasperated. If there's no inspiration, I feel exasperation. And therefore, if I don't have inspiration, then I'm not planning, I'm reacting. I'm going to say that again. If there is no inspiration, then I have exasperation. Therefore, that puts me in a posture to not plan, but react. And a lot of you, all throughout this pandemic, if you don't realize it, you're going to realize it now. The end of February, the beginning of March will put us in a pandemic for about a year. At the end of February and the beginning of March will have us in a pandemic for about a year. And I want to know, in this year that we've been in this pandemic, have you been planning or have you been reacting? Have you been reacting to certain shifts and certain different things that have been going on in our world? Or are you planning? And the reason I'm back in school is because that's a plan. The reason I'm down filling myself with education is because I'm planning. The reason I am sitting under a tutor and a teacher is because I'm planning. The reason I am setting my life, my personal life, my life in order is because I am planning. The reason I submitted to the voice of my pastors and my mentor when they said, sit down this year, is because I've been planning. The reason I went through the washing, although it was crushing, I need you to hear that, is because I've been planning. The reason I'm so transparent with you and open about what I've journeyed through, about my temper, about my struggles, about my alcoholism, about my rape, about the molestation that I endured, about me snorting pills, about me struggling as a child with perversion, about me struggling even in my adult years, in my adult years, even in my 30s, and I'm 41, even in my late 30s, struggling with my temperament, struggling with my attitude, struggling with my mood. The reason I'm very honest and open with you about that is because I'm planning. What are you planning on? I'm planning to allow my testimony and my transformation to be a part of your journey, to help you, because maybe the Lord has trusted me to go through some of the things that I've gone through and am going through, because he knows there's a you out there. There's a me out there in you that says, Dr. Val, I heard your story. I heard your testimony. Now, how can I get out of it? And I want to be able to walk this thing with character and integrity. And I haven't always done that. Hence the reason that my pastors had told me, and my mentor said, she had to say something. I'm not going to give that whole testimony. That'll come later. But she had to look at me and she said to my leader, she said, if we don't sit her down, she's going to die helping the world. I need you to hear that. And the reason is because I didn't have a plan, because I was not used to, I wasn't used to putting myself first. I wasn't used to putting myself first. I wasn't used to it being okay for me not to be okay. Can I say that again? I didn't know that was okay. I didn't know it was okay for me not to be okay. And I was so used to walking around hiding behind, and no, this is not a replay. This is a live. This is not a replay. Today is January the 18th, Monday, January the 18th. This is a live. I see people saying this is a replay. No, this is not a replay. This is live. But the reason I got so comfortable because I was so used to people pushing the preacher and ignoring the woman. I was used to that. And so I was used to people accepting my behavior as long as my gift was in operation. And so now here it is that you have leaders and you have mentor that can see you beyond you. And they say, well, you got a good gift, but everything else about you is tainted. Everything else about you is tainted. Y'all, I was ugly. Ooh, I was ugly. But when you get the right people in your life, they will show you that your ugliness is more of a reaction than it is a behavior problem. It's more of a reaction to what you feel that's not being addressed, and different things. And so when you hold stuff in, it becomes poison. It's almost like this. My granny used to tell me, I was growing up, I said, Granny, why you got Arm & Hammer open in your refrigerator? Like, what's that for? And she says, Arm & Hammer keeps everything fresh. It keeps everything fresh. She said, because sometimes, Granny will forget she got some fruit or tomatoes or something in there, vegetables in her refrigerator, and they've been in there too long. And she said that because they've been in there too long, they'll begin to rot. And if I don't have anything to keep to keep the atmosphere fresh, everything will begin to rot, even though it's not expired. Did you hear that? Everything will begin to rot, even though it's not expired. Why? Because I don't have anything fresh in the atmosphere. So she says, the Arm & Hammer is designated to keep the atmosphere fresh, so that if one thing goes fresh, it does not ruin the whole atmosphere, doesn't ruin everything in my refrigerator. And so I can go pull out the rotten tomato, but I still got fresh apples. And the thing is, a lot of times there is a portion of you that is tainted, a portion of you that is messed up and jacked up. But because you don't have the right thing in your atmosphere, in your environment, then it causes everything about you to become tainted. So the reason I was able to sit down, servant, and I preach this, I was able to sit down, servant, because let me say this again, because I was planning, and it's brought me to this place. It's brought me to this place. And I'm going to say that again. If there is no inspiration, then you are feeling exasperation, and that causes you to react and not plan. The worst thing you can do in a crisis is react to it. Now, a lot of times it's called a crisis because you didn't see it coming. But sometimes an emergency doesn't have to end up being a crisis, because you do know that every emergency is not a crisis. There's a major difference between an emergency and a crisis. I'm going to say that again. Just because it's an emergency does not mean it's a crisis. Can I say that one more time for somebody that's listening? Just because it's an emergency does not mean it's a crisis. Okay? Just because it's an emergency does not mean it's a crisis. And sometimes we mistitle things because it's the first time we've ever felt it. Can I say that again? Sometimes we mistitle things because it's the first time we've ever felt it. It's the first time we've ever felt it. It's crisis is the turning point, and it's crucial or decisive. You've got to make a decision. Crisis puts you in a position to have to make a decision that could be the turning point of your life, while an emergency is a situation that poses immediate and urgent attention. You got to give attention to it, because if you don't, it can get out of control. Whereas a crisis, whatever you decide at that very moment, can turn an emergency into a crisis. So if you don't plan, if you don't plan for your future, then you might as well prepare for an emergency. Can I say that one more time? If you don't plan for your future, you might as well prepare for an emergency. One more time. If you don't plan for your future, you might as well prepare for an emergency. Lack of preparation brings about a place of bad decisions, because you really didn't decide, you reacted. And so where my life is now, and the journey that I'm on, and where I am going, and what's happening, is put me in a place where I have to plan and not react. You cannot be a product of your bad decisions. You cannot live. There is a spirit of condemnation that is really trying to take over my generation. There really is. There is a spirit, a very strong spirit of condemnation that is trying to take over my generation. And a lot of you have not reached your greatest potential because you don't feel worthy to succeed. Can I say that again? A lot of you, come on, jump on the train with me. Take this journey. I'm talking to my generation. I'm talking to millennials, and I would even want to talk to even some baby boomers. I even want to talk to some Generation Zs and some Generation, X's. I want to talk to all of you all, because I want to help you. Do not allow horrible, and I'm not talking, listen, anything you did prior to salvation, well, that's just, you was a sinner. So then there's a reason why you misbehaved. We're not going to talk about what you did in sin. I wouldn't talk about being an alcoholic that much if I did it while I wasn't saved, because then that ain't really a testimony. That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to drink while I'm not saved. You understand? I was supposed to do that. I was supposed to drink. Now, if you're in sin, then why are you mad at people that sin if they're a sinner? I don't understand that. So I did what I was supposed to do, but I didn't start drinking prior to salvation. I was drinking after I got saved. I was an alcoholic while I was saved. As a matter of fact, I was an alcoholic while I was preaching. Okay? And because I didn't deal with the feelings of rejection and bullying and didn't deal with a lot, then a lot of those things came out in my adult years. A lot of those actions, it was late reaction. It was like late reaction. It was like, where's all this anger and frustration and aggravation? Where's it coming from? Where's this temper coming from? Why am I preaching on Friday and cussing you out on Saturday? Like, see, nobody gonna be real with you. And I think that's what a lot of my generation is missing. A lot of what my generation is missing is because the generation before me made this walk with God look easy and look like you didn't go through nothing. You made it look like you just lived a life of holiness. You made it look like you just lived this wonderful, excellent, wonderful life. And my nephews and nieces tell me all the time, Aunt Val, I love you. I'm like, why? Because you're so real. I'm not proud. Let me not sit here and sit up here like it's bragging. Like, I really had to go through and am going through some real deliverance. Like, I'm for real. Like, I had to go through some straight up, almost felt like an exorcist. I'm so serious. Like, I'm preaching to y'all and y'all pushing me. I ain't talking about 10 years ago. I'm not talking about 10, 20 years ago. I'm talking about like the last 2 or 3 years. I'm preaching and cussing folk around me out. No, Apostle Angela Thomas done knew me for about 10 years. She will tell you. She is right there. She has walked with me some. She has seen some of the worst of me. If people ever tell all of it, y'all probably wouldn't follow me no more. Dr. Val, yes. But I'm telling you so you don't have to take that journey. I don't want you to take that journey. I want to tell you today, plan to get help. You can speak in tongues. You can he-sha-na-na-na. But all of that is not going to, I know you grew up old school like me, that all you got to do is pray about it, baby. Well, I prayed, and I still was cussing folk out. I prayed, and I was still body slamming stuff. My son Darren told me one time, he told me, it was probably like 3 or 4 years ago, he said, Mom, why are you so aggressive? Like, what? Why don't you know how to talk? You just want to knock me out. Yeah, I'm going to knock you out. And then I had to stop and think about that thing and say, whoa, why is that my first response? Until my therapist said, because you plan to react. You don't plan to change. You plan to react. You don't plan to change. Then I used the excuse, this is why I ain't had no kids. Because this is why I ain't ready. You need to plan to get help. You planning to get Jordans. You planning to buy you some Louboutins. You be doing better off get you some Aldos. Because by the time you scrape the bottom of the shoe, it ain't cute no more. Then you you cross your legs so everybody can see your red bottom, but it really look like a tan bottom. Like, don't waste, seriously, it's cute. It hurts. I'm telling you, I got 3 pair and I don't even wear them. Don't waste your money. I just want to be able to say, can I help y'all today? Because when you don't know who you are, you go around doing what you think is going to please people. What you think is going to please everybody. What? Dr. Val, you just unchanged. No, I found me. But I had to be embarrassed to find me. Like I was preaching one time and I told somebody that spirit of just transparency hit me. I was telling my niece today, I said, they might find some pictures of me in some boy clothes. Because there was a period in my life when I didn't know which way I was going. Because when you're molested at an early age and in your finite mind, that begins to mess with your mind, and you're trying to figure out, am I supposed to be over here? Am I supposed to be over which side am I supposed to be on? You gotta tell, yeah. So if you find a picture of me dressed like a dude, I was. You might have a video of me walking down the street drunk, cussing and screaming. I did. Saved. And This going to trip you out. I remember one time, Yolanda Haskins, I love you, and how's my nephew doing? I need you to inbox me and let me know how I'm praying for him. I am praying for him. I remember one time I was at a restaurant, and if anybody on here has ever drank, it don't really hit you until you stand up. And God forbid, don't drink and then drink you a glass of water, because it just gives energy to what you drink. This was probably 9 years ago, and I was drinking, and I got up, and baby, when I tell you it hit me. Okay, it hit me. And so I'm stumbling down the street, me and my sister, and some other people. We was walking down the street. My sister had me by my coat. We gets to the bottom of the hill. If my sister Jamie was on here, she would tell y'all this story. Lord, the stories Jamie Wright could tell about me. How she done had to clean me up before so I could get sober to go preach. The Lord he has brought me. February the 22nd, I will be celebrating 10 years of sobriety. It's not been easy. I didn't forget how to drink. I didn't forget what alcohol tastes like. I made a decision. I'm going to say that again. I did not forget how to drink. I did not forget what alcohol tastes like. I can be in a restaurant close to a bar and they open something and I can tell you exactly, oh, that's Hennessy. Oh, that's apple martini. I'm that good. Angela Thomas is laughing because she know what I was. Like she'll tell you. So we was walking down the thing, and I'm drunk, y'all. Now I'm drunk walking down the street. This is like 8-9 years ago. These men was at the bottom of the street. And they standing there, and I'm looking. I'm like, hey. And they're like, hey, somebody feeling good tonight? I was like, that's right. But when you gonna tell your mother? When are you gonna tell your mother that you got a baby on the way? If you go ahead and tell her, then God will restore y'all's relationship. This dude almost fell over. He was like, yo, because he didn't know me and I didn't know him. This is what I'm trying to tell you. What are you saying, Dr. Val? I had an active gift with a messed up spirit. And because my gift was so on point, my gift became a curse. Because I hid behind it so well. Because I hid behind my gift so well. I love you too, Bree. I hid behind my gift so well that my gift became a curse. So I was a ticking time bomb. I was walking and functioning. I was a functioning liar. I was a functioning alcoholic. I was a functioning tempered, mean, evil, grouchy person. I was functioning and jacked up. I love you too, Pastor Timothy Newton. I love you too. I was a functioning, jacked up, messed up, and in the process of all of that, a lot of people got hurt. A lot of young ladies that looked up to me. Me and Yolanda, we're going to tell the story one day. I almost, that wasn't on me now. I'm going to tell you that. Now, I'm praying. Bless the Lord. It wasn't on me. I'm not going to sit and take the blame for all of it. I'm just telling you my portion. I'm taking responsibility for my portion. We are all guilty of that at some point in time. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The Bible says we have all sinned and fallen short. Dr. Val, why are you just out here telling it like this? Because I don't want you to do it. What I got to lie about? When you're delivered, though, whom the Son sets free is free indeed. So if you see pictures of me dressed like a dude, yeah, sure was. If somebody say, I used to sell Dr. Val pills, they probably did. Probably when I lived in Virginia, I sure would buy pills and crush them and snort them. I sure would. I told somebody the other day, I don't know how I didn't get a DUI. It was nothing but the grace of God. Nothing but the grace of God. Jamie used to say, "You're gonna be driving home. Turn your CD on. I put your preaching in there." I would be drunk driving, listen to preaching. This will bless you. I used to have drinking. People come over and drink, and we'd sit there and talk about the Lord and how good God is. tore up because it was always, he was always in me. I believe that's why the scripture says, raise a child in the way they should go, and when they grow old, they will not depart, which means there's an alarm. When you raise your children in the things of God, there's an alarm that sets off. They're going to do some stupid stuff. We're going to go crazy. We're going to lose our mind, but there's an alarm that sets off in us. Yeah, I done fought because I was bullied all my life. So then when I got older, I'm like, ain't nobody else going to hurt me. I will knock you out. And that was really my attitude. That was really my attitude. So now you bring all of this baggage over here to people that don't even deserve it, to people that don't even know you. To people that don't. So stop. I'm going to need y'all to stop. Stop blaming your attitude and your mood swings and your temper and your wrongdoings and wrong decisions on your gift. You've been that way. You was that way before you knew you had an anointing. No, you need therapy. You need to go talk to somebody with sense. Yeah, that's what you need. That's what you need. Yeah. That's what you need. And here's the thing that blessed me. When I got new information about me, okay, I'm going to let that travel. I need that to sit in your spirit, what I just said. What I just said, I need that to sit in your spirit. When I got new information, but watch this, the information that I'm calling new wasn't necessarily new, it was truth. When I got the truth about me, yeah, Pastor Newton, me too, sir, me too. When I got the truth about me, I'm going to say it one more time. When I got the truth about me, then I was able to have an experience with truth. And when I got an experience with truth, the lie I was living, I had to let it go. And that's when I said, create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit. I can't even take credit for that quote. That again, that's Dr. Bynum. She said, you have to have, if you're going to succeed, you have to have an experience with the information. What is the information? The information is the truth about me. It wasn't new. It wasn't new about me. It was the truth about me. Yes, sir, you can have it. It wasn't new. It was truth. But it was the truth I had never been introduced to. Watch this. Because my first introduction of me was the stripping of my innocence. And that was what I believed was the truth. That I'm supposed to be messed over and used. Therefore, I get to my 40s and I'm finding out who I am. I want you, the reason I'm so adamant about you taking this 26 journey with me is because I don't care if you're 50, I don't care if you're 60, I don't care if you're 70, I don't care if you're 25, I don't care if you're 20, 18, 17, whatever your age is. I don't want you to mishandle the mission being married to a memory. I'm going to say that again. I'm not talking about you standing before a pastor and it's you and your spouse and y'all repeating vows. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about making covenant with a bad memory and taking on the last name of that bad memory. And now you're not Valerie Moore, you're not Valerie Burris, you're Valerie Rape. You're Valerie molested. You're Valerie alcoholic, and you have no identity beyond what happened to you, and you have no identity beyond your mistakes. I'm here to tell you that at 41 years old, I have now discovered who I am as a woman of God, as a woman. And it took me 40 years to get here. And I don't want that to be your testimony. Thank God that I've arrived to this place. But I'm here to tell you that don't have to be your testimony. I'm here to tell you that you can get life right now. I'm here to tell you you can walk into the greatest of who you are right now. I'm here to tell you that the greatest part of who God has made you to be, it is present at this very moment, and you don't have to wait. Can you do me a favor? Can you take this journey with me? Can you take this journey with me? I'm in 26. I'm in 26. I'm in 26. It's the manifestation of what God said about you. It's the manifestation of what God said about you before the conception of you, before your mother and father ever knew of each other's existence, before they ever came together and became intimate. There was a word about you. I can prove it in Genesis. The Bible says in Genesis chapter 1, God gives man, watch this, God gives man, he gives man instructions. He says, go name the birds, go be fruitful, be fruitful, name the animals, go be fruitful and multiply. He says, go be fruitful and multiply. That was in Genesis chapter 1. That was in Genesis chapter 1, Lucy. It was in Genesis chapter 1. And then in Genesis chapter 2, it says, and God reached down from heaven, and from the dust of the earth, he made man. So now I have to ask a question, Lord. If you did not create man until Genesis chapter 2, then who are you addressing in Genesis chapter 1? In Genesis chapter 1, God was addressing the thought. That's why the Bible says, what is man that thou art mindful of him? Because you were always on his mind even before you were in your mother's womb. I need to say that again. You were always on his mind even before you were in your mother's womb. Because what the Lord said is, before you were formed to be a human being, you were my word. Okay. Before you were a human being, you were a prophetic word. So what God said is, I was speaking, watch this, I was putting my word about you into the atmosphere before I brought you in the earth. And see that again. I spoke my word about you. It's the truth. I spoke the truth. Because when you're born in sin and shaped in iniquity. Let me say that again. You are born in sin and you are shaped in iniquity. One more time. You are born in sin and shaped in iniquity. So what the Lord said is, I'm such a pure God. I'm such a holy God that I'm not going to take my pure word and put it in sin and iniquity. What I'm going to do, God, thank you, Jesus. I'm going to wrap sin and iniquity around my word. So what he said is, I'm not going to take my word and wrap it around sin and iniquity. So when you are created, you're created around the word. You're created around his word about you, which is the truth. And that's why the Bible says, and we know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. What truth? The truth about what God said about you. The truth about who God said you are. The truth about what God spoke about you. That's why he was able to come and talk to the people. Come here, Jeremiah. That's why God told Jeremiah, before I formed you in the belly, I knew you, and I called you a prophet to the nations. How did you call him a prophet to the nations? I called him from his future, which is where I'm seated. I call him from his future, which is where I'm seated. So when God calls you, he does not call you from where you are. He calls you from where he is. And he calls you from his future. He knew Jeremiah was going to be put in jail. He knew Jeremiah was going to be beat up and beat down. And he knew all of this. He knew all of this. But when he called him from the future. So which says to me that if God says, before I formed you, I called you a prophet to the nations, he knew what he was going to go through, but he knew what he was going to make it out of. Okay, so when God called Valerie, he called Valerie before Thomas More and Deborah Moore ever knew of each other's existence. Before Deborah Pruitt ever knew there was a Thomas More, God spoke a word about me. It's called truth. Okay, Deborah Moore and Thomas More had to meet. This is why she lost a child. My mama lost a child before me and was done. And my daddy said, please, can we try again? I want a daughter. When my mama got pregnant with me, she almost lost me 3 times. 3 times my mama almost lost me. My mama fell while she was pregnant with me, and my body, something happened, and I was born breached. I came out backside first. And when I came out, I was not breathing, and they had to revive me at the age of 19. My sister Jamie will tell you, I was living in Kingsport, Tennessee, and at the age of 19, I died for 15 minutes in the hospital room. I died for 15 minutes. They were about to pronounce me dead, and I took a deep breath. I took a deep breath. Me and my sister were in the process of moving to Charlotte, North Carolina. And on the way to go look at the apartments and go interview for a job, our car began to hydroplane on a mountain. The trooper, the people behind us said, it looked like something picked your car up and sat it on the side of a mountain. We were headed over a cliff that dropped down about 5,000 feet. There was no way we should have ended up at the mountain, but God called me. He called me before I was born. And because there's a truth about me, because there's a truth about a potential that I've yet to reach, I couldn't die early because I had not fulfilled the truth. God Almighty. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? And so there's a truth that has to be fulfilled. There's a truth about your existence that has to be fulfilled. This is why God told the prophet Elisha when he was sitting in the valley and he was in the wilderness, and the Lord said, I'm going to send a bird, a crow to feed you, a goat to feed you. And then the minute he gets food from the crow, then God brings him out. Why would God wait until he gets food from the bird to bring him out? Because God says, I don't want you to get used to living off scraps, because that's all he can hold in his mouth. And some of y'all have gotten used to living off of scraps because you said, at least I'm eating, at least I'm being fed. And God says, but that is not my truth about you. That is a part of my process. That is a part of your journey, but that's not the truth about you. And you got to know there is a truth about you that lives on the inside of you. And I'm here to walk you to that truth. I'm here to tell you it's okay to open up your mouth and say, I need therapy. It's okay. My sister Breland sent me this sweatshirt and said, please normalize therapy. It says normalize therapy. And I told her I need that sweatshirt because I'm a firm believer. Somebody had to catch my brain. Somebody had to catch my brain because I was living in a false identity. I was living in the identity that I'm a victim. I was living in an identity that I'm supposed to look like this. I'm supposed to be out of shape. I'm supposed to weigh almost 300. Well, I did weigh 300 pounds. I sure did. Lord have mercy. I was humongous. I lived in this false identity that I'm supposed to be a size 26, 28. I lived in this false identity I'm supposed to have swollen feet and swollen hands. I lived in this false identity that I was supposed to wear all this dark makeup around my eyes. And I lived in this false identity that I was just jacked up, y'all. I was so jacked up. I love you, LaWanda. I was so LaWanda will tell you, LaWanda knew me when I was drinking. She knew me when I was drinking. Listen, I was so jacked up. My mama sent me to live with my godmother. Get out of my face. It's something wrong with you. You are out your mind. You're out of your mind. I was losing and had lost. Let me not even tell that lie. I lost control. And when I got on that pulpit and my ministry blew up, my gift told on me. It sure did. My gift told on me. You might see videos of me drunk. And yeah, it's from 9, 10 years ago, 7, 8 years ago, but it's me. It's me. And you telling us this so you cover yourself? No, I'm telling you this so you can cover yourself. That's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you all of this for you to cover yourself. Anybody that's followed me, this ain't the first time I told all of this. So this is not new. It's not new. And I want some of y'all to hear me say this. It's okay to change, but it's okay to accept that sometimes you may change too late for some people. Some relationships you may lose on the way that you may not be supposed to lose, but you may lose them. It may happen. You know, it just may happen. I was talking to a friend of mine from way back in the day, and she was like, what happened to us? And I said, life happened, and bad decisions, life and decisions, and it just took us in different directions. You wasn't the person to help me, and I wasn't the person to help you. Hurt people. We were too broken to help each other. But girl, you made it, and so do I. And I'm happy for you, and I'm proud of you. We was the best of friends back in the day. But don't mean we can't be kind and love each other. It just, we wasn't for each other at that moment. You understand what I'm saying? So I want you to travel with me. Take this journey with me. I'm in 26. I'm in 26. I'm in 26. And I thought that thing through. I really did. I thought that thing through. And after talking with my mentor and having the conversation, I said, it's time. And I'm going to do something with it. The minute I come off this live, there will be a post. There's going to be a post that goes up. And I'm in 26 is going to be a one-day conference. It's going to be a one-day conference. And I'm going to give you 5 steps. 5 steps to the manifestation of the truth about you and what God said to you and what God said about you. And it's going to be a part of a program that I'm going to be doing all year called Mini V's. Mini V's. I want you to join the club of Mini V's. What is Mini V's? Well, yeah, I'm Valerie. So you might think Mini Valeries. No, it's not Mini Valeries, but my first name is Valerie, and so that it's kind of catchy, and I can't even take credit for that, you know. But my mentor and we brainstorming and they're helping me with that. You got to have somebody in your life that can pull a you out of you that you didn't know you had. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to be mini virtuals, and for the whole year, every other month, I'm going to be doing a virtual conference. I'm going to be doing it on the prophetic. I'm going to be doing it on praise and worship. I'm going to be doing it on submission. And I'm going to be doing it on mentoring, how to be a proper mentor. Some people don't know how to be a mentee. I didn't say mentor. Some people don't know how to be a mentee. Yeah, and I'm going to teach you how to be a mentee, and I'm going to bring guests on. I'm going to call some people, and I know one person I'm going to call. I'm probably just going to put them out there. But when I do it on worship, I'm going to ask my brother, you know, I ain't going to say his name, just Tim, you know, last name is, I'm not going to say his last name is Bowman, but, you know, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to do that to him, but I'm going to ask him to join me for that conference. Sometimes it'll be one day, sometimes it'll be 2 days, sometimes it'll be 3 days, but it's going to be mini V's for the rest of this year. And we're going to do it 6 months out of the year. And it's going to start in the month of February. In the month of February, we're going to do a mini run on the 26th of January. On the 26th of January, it's going to be I'm in 26, the tables have turned, because I'm going to help you turn your life. I'm going to give you 5 steps to turn your life and to get ready to come into the manifestation of the truth. Come into the manifestation of the truth about you and what God has called you to be and who God has called you to be. And it's called I'm in 26. It's going to be January the 26th. January the 26th at 9:30 p.m. January the 26th at 9:30 p.m. That's on a Tuesday. Do we have to register, Dr. Val? Yes, you do. And it's limited space. It's limited seating. It's going to be via Zoom. And it's going to be $19.99. $19.99 for you to step into the manifestation of what God has called you to be. Wait for the information. This is not something you cash at me for. You have to go register. Because I don't want people sewing that and be like, oh, I sold it. And so I'm, no. You got to go register for it. And the information will go up on my page the minute I log off of here. In the meantime, you know how we are. You know what we've been doing every week. And I pray that I said something tonight that blesses you. But in the meantime, I want you to know that today is the 18th day of January. We're almost there. You're doing an amazing job. And I'm so very godly proud of you. I got to get out of here. But I want you to know today is the 18th day. And the number 18, according to the Jewish numerological tradition, what is going on with my mouth? That is called gematria. That's called gematria. Now I'm learning this stuff. My mentor is teaching me, but that's called gematria. The number 18 had the meaning of the word chai, C-H-A-I, chai. And that comes from the Hebrew language, which means alive. Today, you come alive. Today, you came alive. And you needed to hear this word right before you closed your eyes and went to bed tonight. You came alive. It means that slavery and bondage is broken. Okay, I need to say that again. Today, slavery and bondage is broken. Today, Slavery and bondage is broken. Today, slavery and bondage is both broken. The number 18, you made it to the 18th day, and I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I want you, when we log off, to go register. I said there's limited space. There is limited space, so you got to get in where you fit in. There's limited space. $19.99 to turn the tables on your life is nothing. It's nothing. What we're going to be doing, we're going to be journeying throughout this year together. I want y'all to pray for me as God is taking me in a different direction this year, as God is shifting my life and I'm accepting the shift, as God is calling me to different places and different things, and God is stretching me. I want you to lift Dr. Val in prayer, because I want to be a greater me for you. I do. I really do. I really do. But I want you to be a greater you for what's coming after you, for what is coming after you. For what is coming after you, for what is coming after you. Listen, if you have been blessed tonight, if you have been inspired tonight, if this word has done anything for your life, tonight, y'all know what we do. We already do. You got to put a seed in the ground. I love you, Adrian. You got to put a seed in the ground. Put a seed in the ground. Now, if you have not sold your 26, you need to go do that. $ Prophetess VM79 or www.ValerieMooreEnterprise.com. Cash App is $ Prophetess VM79. The information is right there on the bottom of the screen, or www.ValerieMooreEnterprise.com. But if you've sold, I sold my 26, Dr. Val, but I need to sow and seed into this word, then go ahead and sow that $18 seed. Sow that $18 seed. Sow it. I pray that tonight something was said, something was shared that inspired you, that pushed you to go to another level. Do me a big favor. First, let me say to you, I love you, and there is absolutely nothing you can do about it. But do me a big favor. Can you do me one little favor? One favor. It's a big favor. Do me one big favor. What is it, Dr. Val? Go to the top, because the bottom is full. That's what I want you to do. I want you to go to the top because the bottom is full. Go to my website, www.ValerieMooreEnterprise.com, and sow that seed tonight. Get ready to register as soon as we log off. As a matter of fact, Yolanda, put it up now. Cash App is $ Prophetess VM79. I gotta go. I have not, my mentor says it like this, haven't ran out of words, but I have ran out of time. So God bless you. God bless you. Keep pushing, keep progressing, keep pursuing.